Do you remember the two processing systems from the previous video? I'll show you the byproduct of the first system so you can see what we are up to. You just saw one of the billions of emotional notation underlying human behavior generated by the unconscious. And each notation has a message to deliver about the environment that frames a particular time. And in this video, I'll show you how the message is encrypted. Human behavior happens in three stages: the assessment, analysis, and execution. The assessment, the first stage, runs by the unconscious and includes a series of scanning processes. In the scanning, we're in receptor mode and mostly receive sensory inputs related to the current situation from the environment. But let me define you the nature of the unconscious first so you can understand why the series of scanning is required. Unconscious is mute, speaks no words. It's rapid, reflexive, automated, and highly responsive to change. The nature of the unconscious is the most critical part, should be remembered throughout this process because these are the pillars of human behavior. The unconscious is unconscious, involuntary, and speaks no words. Since the unconscious is mute, the senses are the only way for the unconscious to build a replica, a model of the current environment, to share the information with the second system known as the conscious. So let me demonstrate it frame by frame so you can see how the unconscious links sensory inputs with emotions to create the first code of a notation for a particular time. Imagine walking on the streets and scanning the environment for sensory inputs. Then the unconscious matches these external inputs with the internal memory hub to look for a possible match or a stressor. Now the unconscious has to convert its assessment process into an emotional code to determine our state for a certain duration. So it can send this memory block to the memory hub to recall it in the future. Each emotional code contains 3 pieces of information to analyze by the conscious for a particular period of time: the presence of a stressor, or proximity to the stressor, and our capacity to handle the stressor. Once the unconscious pitches the information before the conscious, in our example, the emotional code is joy, and the conscious decodes the assessment as there is no stressor and nothing to be proximate about, so your capacity is explore. The conscious analyzes the assessment by matching it with existing models before turning them into a choice. And that brings us to the last and the third stage of behavior, which is execution. So the execution stage comes with an element of choice. It is up to the conscious to follow the assessment or not. But what if there is a stressor in the system and things get a little slippery slope? I'll talk about it in the following video.